All right, so what I'm going to do is, this is going to be kind of a process, but not too bad. I kind of want a cord to go from here and be attached to our barrel. And you know, like we talked about before, it's kind of one of those things where the imagination is going to lead that it's going to be some sort of kind of coolant line or something like that. So I'm just using a B-spline on this really quick. And I think a B-spline will work just fine. And let's go ahead and bring this guy just outwards. I'm just going to go to my axis tool and just bring this up. Cool. All right, let's bring this in. And I think I'm going to want, I want our first point to live on this here. And we're going to kind of build a little connector, just some quick geometry. And let's grab this guy and bring him upwards. And this is also going to live kind of on the end of our barrel here. Let's grab this point, excuse me, bring it out. And maybe, I don't know, I don't think we'll need to add any more points. I think I've got 4 in here, and I think that's going to be okay for what we're going to try to do. And bring this down on the side. And we can change this later as well, but we might as well try to nail down as much as possible right now. Cool, something like that. Okay, so really quick, I'm going to grab, let's just get, I guess a cylinder should do fine. You can do a tube as well, but I think we might have a little bit more room to play if we had a cylinder. And we're just kind of eyeballing it. No reason to overthink this guy. Unless you're planning on being extremely up close to this shot, then definitely add in some detail. Outside of that, I think we're pretty cool. Bring it out a little more. Cool. All right, I'm going to hit C on my keyboard. And actually, you know what? Prior to doing that, I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to hit C. I do want a cap on top because I want to create some thickness, but I'm just going to get rid of this stuff here. Don't need it. Bring it down. So let's grab this and extrude inner. Oops. Oh, you know what we need to do really quick, which I tend to forget about, is select all of our points. And we talked about this earlier. We want to optimize our mesh, excuse me, because the cap is actually being seen as a separate element right now. We want it to be all one. So let's extrude inner. Go UL. And let's bevel that. And since we optimize, it should see the edge. And it does. Fabulous. Go to live selection, point mode. Make sure visible elements is turned off. Let's grab all those bottom things and just kind of taper it out just a little bit. Coolio. Fabulous. All right, now we're going to do the, we'll call this connector. And control drag, create a duplicate, bring this up like so. Scale it down like so. And let's rotate 90 degrees on its side. Wonderful. And kind of bring it in like that. All right, cool. Now, this guy actually, we'll call this one connector B, and this one we'll call connector A, since I feel that's going to be the origin. All right. Now let's take connector B, let's put it into our barrel, and we should be seeing the spitting image on the other side. Very cool, very cool. And we'll be doing the same with the symmetry on this bad boy here as well. So let's kind of open that up, drop that down. And that should, you can see kind of how I made a child of it. like so. Cool. All right, so now to get kind of fancy pants here. One thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to create, I'm trying to think. I think we could probably afford to, I'm going to use null objects actually. just think it's kind of a cleaner approach. Excuse me. So I'm going to go to create object null, and we're going to call this A. And we are going to take Mr. A here, and we are going to transfer him, excuse me, arrange, transfer A to connector A. And let's apply that. And let's see where we're at. Cool. Good spot. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to duplicate our nulls here. I'm going to call this B. And we are going to transfer B, tools, arrange objects, transfer B to connector B. Oh, geez. Hold on a second. Yes, B to, I did it this time. Arrange tools, transfer to connector B. Tool, apply. And now our B is going to be living in our connector here. But we want to make sure that B is also connected to our barrel as well, because we're going to want that to eventually move. And the thing is I want this to move. I want only our single barrel here to move. So with that, I'm going to put our connector B, make it a child of this, and then do something like that. So B is living there as well. And so all of this should probably move in tandem together. Fantastic. So let's go to our spline. Let's go to our points, live selection. I'm going to grab our end here. And I'm going to go ahead and go to right click, go to, let's go to hair tags. I'm going to actually go to spline dynamics. And then I'm going to right click again, and I'm going to go to hair tags again and constraint. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to constrain our B to that point that we selected on our spline. So I'm going to go to set, and that's basically seeing that now. So with that, once again, I'm going to grab my spline. I'm going to grab point mode, get this last end point, I'm sorry. Make sure we got the end one. And I'm going to right click on spline again. I'm going to go to hair tags. I'm going to go to constraint. And now I'm going to put my A in there. I'm sorry. A in there. And then I'm going to go to set. And so now that's connected down there as well. And so we're going to see dynamics going on. And then if we probably move our barrel here, we're probably going to see some action. So you can see that it's connected, but it looks like doo-doo. So we definitely don't want that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to pretty much kind of control everything here. Let's bring that up. We're going to turn on rigid body, and we might need to tweak our parameters a little bit. I think we got gravity on. So let's turn our gravity off. And let's just kind of see what's going on here. I think if we're to, and you can see I'm running my timeline because that's how we're going to read our dynamics. So if we grab our barrel here and we kind of move it, you can see that it's going to be moving with it. So one thing we're going to want to do is kind of fine tune everything here and maybe work on our rest hold position and just kind of play around with what we have here. So let me go ahead and grab a circle spline. I'm going to put that down to 1. Actually, we're working with pretty small parameters here. So I'm going to go 0.2. I'm going to get a sweep nerve, pardon me. And I'm going to drop my circle in there, and then I'm going to drop the spline in there. And there we're going to have a little bit of a cable. Probably bring that up 0.3. And I think we're going to probably want to move. We are going to want to move our spline shape here. And I believe, yeah, since we have our constraint, it's not going to let us do that. So I'm going to turn enable off, and I'm going to kind of move that up kind of into place there. Kind of bring that up. And we're just kind of aligning stuff up here. So that should work. So since we moved our spline and since we have dynamics connected to it, what's going to happen is that if I hit enable right now, that's going to snap back to our previous position that we don't want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select our dynamics tag here, and I'm going to go to the tag tab, and I'm going to hit set initial. And basically what's that going to do is that's going to keep our position in place. So if we go back to our basic tab here and we turn it back on, it's going to stay in place. So we're definitely off to a good start. So let's go ahead and move on to the next lesson. We're going to build out a little bit more of these dynamics and work in some more symmetry. So we will see you